for our business update, and we have Catherine Bennett joining us in studio. Hi, Catherine.
Hiya.
Now, Uber has lost a landmark case in the UK. This is a big deal, isn't it? Tell us why.
Well, the whole legal battle was about how to classify Uber drivers, whether they're workers for Uber or whether they're self-employed. Well, the UK Supreme Court has ruled that they are in fact workers. And what that means for Uber is that Uber will have to grant drivers holiday pay as well as the UK minimum wage, and the company will have to set up a workplace pension scheme. Now, this is a hugely symbolic court case and will send shockwaves through the gig economy, precisely because it may inspire similar challenges in other companies and other sectors that rely on gig workers. Now, for Uber itself, the UK is one of its largest markets, and these new regulations alter its business model considerably. Let's listen to a justice from the Supreme Court on this decision.
Drivers are in a position of subordination and dependency in relation to Uber, such that they have little or no ability to improve their economic position through professional or entrepreneurial skill. In practice, the only way in which they can increase their earnings is by working longer hours while constantly meeting Uber's measures of performance. For these and other reasons set out much more fully in the judgment, the Employment Tribunal was right to find that Uber drivers are workers who therefore qualify for the rights conferred on workers by employment legislation.
Back in January, US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen urged governments to act big, to spend their way out of the COVID-19 crisis. Yellen has been pushing for a large stimulus package in order to get the US economy back on track. She said in an interview with CNBC yesterday that the $1.9 trillion deal could get the US back to full employment in a year. Well, after her comments, stocks on Wall Street rose today, rebounding after 3 straight days of losses. They've since pared back those gains a bit, but are still in the positive, with the Dow Jones and Nasdaq gaining 0.25% and the S&P 500 just over the flat line. Markets in Europe advanced at the end of the week. London's FTSE was up 0.1%, far behind Paris and Frankfurt, both indices up 0.75%. And a quick note on Bitcoin, which has hit a new record high. The total value of all Bitcoin reached $1 trillion today, finishing off a record-breaking week for the cryptocurrency. Students in France have been hard hit by the pandemic, with many falling into financial difficulty as student job opportunities dry up. Food banks have seen a sharp spike in demand, as have hotlines offering psychological help to students dealing with depression. Jean-Emile Jamine has the story.
€100 per month for housing, transport and utility bills, but her current internship only brings in 300.
When you're an apprentice, you don't get student grants, so it's all about the salary. This internship is different, and it's not all the same kind of money.
Like many others in her position, job prospects are minimal, and paying for basic needs like food has become a struggle.
I try and find temporary work when I'm available, because there's no work in places like restaurants.
Up to 25% of young professionals in France are now unable to find work, 2.5 times the national unemployment rate. And the situation has only been made worse by the coronavirus pandemic. Paris-based Linky, which provides fresh food, hygiene products and masks to needy students, has seen growing demand in recent months, serving up to 500 at a time.
It means that tonight, more than 2.5 tons of food is being handed out in these bags. I don't know if you realise, but it's huge.
With 6 p.m. curfew still in place, France's government has sought to incentivise the job market, offering state bonuses of up to €8,000 to companies which employ young adults. Universities have also been authorised to open their doors, resuming classes 1 day per week, while several institutions have also stepped up, providing daily €1 meals.
The fast food chain McDonald's has set a goal of having an equal number of men and women in leadership roles by 2030. Company data from 2018 showed that women made up 32% of senior management roles. The food giant is also planning to increase minority representation in senior roles from 29 to 35% over the next 4 years. The firm announced these objectives after last year facing repeated accusations of racism and sexual harassment in company culture.